Hello there, Ray here, as well as Smokey, and today we're going to tell you all the different uses you can use with the 1.13 banners. With the 1.13 maps, you can place markers on your map, such as waypoints, that indicate different stuff. So here I have one that is marked out by home. And what we got here is a banner that has been renamed home, and when you right click on it with your banner or with your map, you're able to put it on as a waypoint, and by clicking on it again, you're able to remove it. Now there's quite a few unique waypoints that I have placed out here. So here's all the different types of color banners that you can get in the game. And here you can see what they indicate. So something like the black banner or this one here will indicate this ocean monument. And you can see that this one over here has like a small dot. Here's a large dot for this one, brown one. The blue one here makes this red arrow, and the purple one makes this X symbol. And then here we got some look like player indicators, but in different colors. We got blue one as well as a red one. Like I said, the red banner produces a house looking thing. Then we got some more of the typical looking banners. We got the white, orange, this is the pink as well as the blue-ish color, and the yellow and the green. And then we come back to a couple more unique ones, which are the arrows. Looks very similar to like the player's arrow. And this is done with a pink banner. And you can actually mistaken it as another player on the map. And here's a green one. This is also indicates where maps are at in the world. So Smokey had the idea to use the new 1.13 banner labels to use it as a type of message board in game. So here I wrote a message on a single banner. I wrote borrowed Smokey's looting sword, and this way you can make like a message board so other people on the server could see different stuff. And it's a lot easier than going out and trying to build letters inside of with blocks inside of the map area to spell different stuff out. You can also see some other stuff in here, like some pixel art kind of stuff. And KK had this idea where you go in to like a website and you type in different words and it puts it into this symbol text. And then this symbol text can be laid out in individual banners. So over here I have an example. And right here is the word sub and it's labeled out. That one's kind of hard to read because there's dots in front of it. But here's one that says Ray. And this one is just made with 3 banners. And in each banner is a little bit different. So if I just click on it, you can see the different text for each one. And by putting all these in a row, we could spell the word Ray out here. And I also have another one over here that says hello. It's pretty cool. It has an exclamation mark afterwards. And this was made with 3 banners as well. And it looks a lot nicer than maybe just text if it seems a little bit boring. And you may notice that some things on the banner look different than they do on the map. So if we go back to our map, you can see that something like the message that says sub doesn't show up on the map. And this is because some of the indicators or some of the different color banners don't show up on the map that are inside of item frames. So up at the top, you can see that this little dot here is missing on my map, as well as this big dot. Also, the 2 different colored player indicators, the red one as well as the blue one's missing, and over here, the white one's also missing. The green one, for some reason, works, which is kind of strange. I can understand why they would remove the white one, because that kind of indicates where the player is. It might confuse people, as well as the small and big dots. That's used when the player leaves the edge of the map. You can tell if he's farther away or closer. The green ones actually are used by the game. They're used to indicate where the other maps are in the game that are placed in item frame. So currently we're right beside a green one, and that's because we have a map here that is inside of the item frame. So in front of me on the map, you can see there is a banner that has the no name symbol on it. So it just comes up as a little streak, and if I would pick block this, you can see that it shows up having no name. That's what it looks like on the map if you try to have no name on your banner and just try to get the banner indicator. So a downside to using just a single banner to route your message is that the more text you put on the banner, the smaller your text is when it comes out on the maps. So here you see it's quite small, but something like this one down here is even smaller yet. And this is the maximum limit of characters that you can get in Anvil and Survival, and it's so small you can't read it. And over here is one that I did with a command, and it's extremely small, but there's no way you could read that one. But so to overcome this, I would write individual words on separate banners and just space them out. So like here I wrote fish farm and it's spaced out. And on this map, you can also see that I wrote like new shop over in the bottom right hand corner. And this is also done with two banners. This way the text comes out a lot bigger and more clear than just having a really small text. This way people can also see what you wrote. Now you also see that there's a problem because that doesn't show up on this map. This is because I accidentally used one of the banners that are not visible on item frame maps. So you have to pay attention to which ones you use. Something like this subscribe message that I wrote on here also doesn't appear. So when I first seen this, I thought maybe it was possible for the actual indicator to be missing, but the actual words to show up, but this wasn't the case. And this is why if you write a message that's in like text, like this one, hello, if you use one that's really long or really tall, over time, the banners themselves, the image of them, will start covering up your letters you're trying to write. So you can't really write much more than like a couple lines. This one's like 3 lines, and this one is 3 lines as well. And something like the word sub is like 6 lines. You can see how the banners start blocking some of the words. Now you can also place these indicators on the far edges of the map so that when they're in the item frame, part of the words hang over. Now these can't be visible from behind, but you can see them from in front. And it looks quite strange just to see some of the words hanging over the map. Moki came in here and covered up the majority of the map so that only the text shows. So it looks like there's text appearing on these blocks when really the text is coming from the map which we have covered up with lava. So if you're trying to make a nice message board, you may want to go out into ocean where there's a clean slate. And what you would want to do is just place down a lily pad and then place down like a block on top of it. Then from here you can easily place a banner onto that. And then you have your map. Then you just right click on it and then this will put the words onto your message board. So it's pretty simple to make message boards now in 1.13. 1.13 maps and all the cool things that you can do with them. So if you found this interesting, show us with a like. If you'd like to see more videos like this, subscribe. And don't forget to comment.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.